Right. A little cold start on this thing. This is the car that I burned the O2 sensor up in, and we took it out. It's only a month old. It wasn't actually. I mean, there should be sound. I'm watching the mic thing go up and down. Um, the the car got put together and had a bass tune in it, but it was started and turned off and started and moved and turned off and all that kind of stuff, and didn't get to reach operating temps a whole lot. The engine did, but the exhaust didn't get that hot. And when you have a wideband O2 in the downpipe, it's really far from the engine. They don't get very warm, and they don't get warm enough to cook the soot off of them. So the sensor was all fouled up. It could probably be saved. Honestly, it could be saved. We could stick it in the header spot instead of post turbo. We could do that and run it a couple poles with it not in closed loop and boost, and then that sensor will clean up and be fine. So it was a new sensor. It just didn't like all the cold starts that were on it. So I got a new sensor in it, and then just did the cold start on it. You guys missed that. I had to make a couple revisions real quick. And what was that? Something got mad for a second there. There we go. Idle's dropping. Why is idle dropping? Okay, so base idle's too low. Looks like the base position is 3 position. Oh, it's too high. But she's coming down kind of weird. That's weird. Let's see. Well, luckily I got it logging. So when it stabilizes, I'm going to see if something's kicking on or what's causing a little oscillation there. Fuel looks fine. Like Lambda is right on target. Timing looks good. And by good, I mean it's all over the fucking place, which is fine. But you see those little idle. So that looks to be happening when the throttle motor goes to make an adjustment. Now, that is an issue with some of these Subaru throttles. Especially the older ones, they get a little worn out. The blades don't fit tight on the gears anymore. And so, like the engine suction, it kind of pulls a little bit, and the gear goes to rotate, and nothing happens. And then the tooth moves over, and then the plate moves a bunch at once. So, especially in these areas where it's very small adjustments, sometimes that's a problem as these things get older. Sometimes what you can do is change the actuator, PID control, um, or not the PID, the frequency that it operates at. Let's see, where's that at? Um, Idle speed control, E throttle actuator. Oh yeah, E throttle. It's under E throttle. You go check the E throttle settings and see what it's set at. 750. That's plenty of torque. That should be enough. There shouldn't be a problem. That's what factory super runs it. But it's weird. There's a little bloop, 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 a little bit right there. I can just feel it wiggling some. Um, Part of it, honestly, is these gigantic injectors on pump gas. That's going to be part of it. The other part is probably associated with the fuel light that's on right now. If I had to guess, I'm guessing it's probably about out of fuel too. But you see there, see the RPM bouncing some right there. Right here, I don't know if it shows on the stream or not. Take a peek. Yes, it is. Okay, so see the blue line there, little wiggle going on. I can feel it and hear it. Now this idle RPM is pretty low for injectors this size. So as it is, I'm going to want to raise that up. This spot right here, I want to look at here. You see, I have the RPM lockout and then the coolant temp lockout. I want to make sure that my idle RPM by 122 is less than 1200. Otherwise, it'll start coming in at high cold idle, and I don't want that. So we're going to go double check that really quick because I know I got it pretty aggressive. Yeah, see, 122, I have 1350, so I have to change that cam control to be a higher value. Hello? What's this?
I don't know who this is, but
What kind of car is it?
I don't know, some mid-engine thing,
Okay.
but it's all printed. Ink and printed one. I don't know why it goes to the Ford Warner, but
Oh, the header there. That's Inconel.
hmm.
That's an expensive fucking print, though. I mean, that's a $4,500 print right there, probably.
I would say more than that because anything over 405 millimeters goes into the big machine, which is twice as expensive. I found that there's literally like if you go over that, it immediately doubles in price.
So it's just too
Which
fucking
makes
big,
sense because they have to fill the cube no matter what.
right?
So, which also may make me think that it might be cheaper on stuff to order multiples if it's big. You know, because if they're filling the volume and it's just a long part, but it's not a very big part, if they can do four instead of one,
Sure.
maybe that makes a difference. But, I just saw that, so very
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I dig it.
I've been seeing more of it lately, but people are still
A lot of people still don't know. They're like, you can 3-print metal? And I'm like, yeah.
still extremely expensive.
Yeah, it's very
If
expensive.
you don't know anything.
Yeah, you gotta know the right people.
I mean, the guys in Florida cost so much.
Dude, yeah. $10,000 for an aluminum piece that's this big.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
fuck that. All right, so I'm bringing dead bend down to keep it from waiting for 80 RPM swing before it tries making an adjustment. And sometimes it'll help the wiggle a little bit. I'm going to bring the idle up, though, because I do need to raise it for these injectors. Because this thing has big-ass 1750s in it. And they don't like idling on pump gas very well. So we got to get some speed up a little bit. Help it suck up some of the misfires. 1,000 might be too big. Might be too much. We'll do 950. There we go. 950, and then let me check my base ignition. 15 might be a little high. I might need to pull a little bit out, intentionally give it slightly lower torque as the base. And then that should make it open throttle a smidge more. And then give us a little more authority with our timing. I'm going to take our ignition control here. I'm going to lower this down here to 0.9. 0.7. It's still going pretty good. Target idle RPM says 975. I don't know why that is. I got it set at 950, so that means I got something else that's triggered right now. Let's take a look and see what we have that adds 50 RPM to it. So we'll go to our actuator offsets. Right here, engine fan is 25 RPM. Is a fan on right now? I wouldn't think so. Coolant temp 189. Oh, that might be a fan on right now. Let's find out. Nope, idle target did not drop, so it's not that. Is my power steering backwards? That happens sometimes. The high-low is backwards. Yep, that's what it is. So that's going to cause a problem. So our power steering is backwards on that. So let's go to that input. Digital input, power steer. And make this a low. Start. Okay, idle target's 950. Let's see if I jerk the wheel. Hey, there it goes. So that was backwards. All right, that's going to be good. That made a difference. And what else we got? I think that being on pump gas is not going to idle a whole lot better than this, to be honest with you. I think that's what we're going to get out of it. A little bit of a hunt. Because we're probably popping right in and out of an area on the low pulse width adder table. Fuel setup, injector setup, short pulse width, adder. And we're right here between these zones. A little bit of hunt there. I don't know how much is this and how much that's the fuel table, you know. You could sometimes you can take it and zero it and see if the hunt goes away. It did not. So we'll get rid of that. Put that back to where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna look at the fuel map real quick. Okay, so we see that we're bouncing around between 56 and 61. See it fall down that way. So let's go to a different spot so we can see other data. I want to see our fuel, air fuel ratio, and I want to see as it dips left what the ratio is doing. Oh, so you see it wiggling right here when that happens. So that's 56. Is that too low? Let's go to 60, see what that feeds us. We're still getting a little bit of a lean swing in there. Even though the 60 is up there, I'm wondering if that's one of those low pulse areas mixed in with the VE changing right there. I mean, that looks pretty fucking stable. But, you know, when you look at something like this and you're getting this big of a wiggle with a tiny change in VE, what that usually tells us is that one cylinder in particular is hurting for fuel. One cylinder in particular is not getting as much fuel as the other ones. And that happens because we're on these gigantic fucking injectors, right? So, let's see. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll go cylinder one, 8%. I'm not getting much of a wiggle with that. Let's go back to zero there. And we'll try cylinder two. And see, now we got a little more wiggle out of it. So like, it could be one's our culprit. I could have got it on the first try. It's fine. Let's do a little bit of eight. Or a little bit of to cylinder two. Lambda stabilized a little bit, which you'd expect. We added 8% to one cylinder. That's going to make it to the tailpipe, right? That's going to make it to the tailpipe at like 2%. So the sensor should see it. The sensor should see it. But is that the cylinder in question? I don't think so. I'm still seeing some wiggles going on. Not as bad. Still hearing some misfires. Pop, pop, pop in the exhaust. Let's go to three. Interesting. I added eight, and even though I added eight to this cylinder, the overall correction is still going up some. So that makes you wonder, not that cylinder, like other ones are misfiring some. I heard the engine change tone with that. Let's go this one. Oh, four. Instantly the engine changed tone there. Look at that. The correction's diving a little bit. Only for a second though. Looks like it turned back around. All right, I'm gonna do 4% four and 4% one. Other than that fan kicking on right there, it's seemed more stable. I'm not feeling any other weirdness going on. I don't feel like two's helping any. Whoopsie, that is not what I wanted to have happen. Yeah, two's not making a difference there. 1 and 4 made a difference. Two's not. All right, we'll see if that stabilizes idle some. All right, I'm gonna go look for my fuel pressure real quick. Make sure that's not falling off because this thing's almost out of gas. It's not on the screen. Thought it was on here. Uh, it's not for some reason. Hmm. The heck's going on? All my login stuff is not reading right. Not seeing my known parameters. Weird. I did update the software, but I don't remember overwriting it all. Hmm. Okay. Well, main fuel tuning. I don't see differential pressure at all. Oh, she got mad there. This spot right here might be a little lean right there. Let's go 69. All right, I'm gonna add to this guy. I'm gonna add to this table right here. Add parameter. Still good. No issues there. No issues there. All right, we're good there. AC compressor. Something to offset. Excuse me. What up, Mark? How are things? Oh, I don't know. I know I told you guys I had another job coming on as well. One of the reasons why I'm cutting down on my tuning. Ooh, that was laying his balls right there. Did not want to accelerate right there. Yeah, she does not like it right there. I don't think that job's gonna work out. I don't think it's gonna work out. I wish it was, because it had some cool potential to do cool things, but they kind of jerked me around a little bit. And my other job heard that I had off from another place, and they gave me a fat raise to stay. So my other job was like, "No, we don't want you going." So that fat raise that I've been bugging them about, they gave it to me. 32% raise, actually. Cannot complain about that, huh? Got a 32% raise. Ooh, look at this shit right there, too. Okay, let's look at the cams. Where'd they go? Boy, that shit looks like it's everywhere, doesn't it? But it's not. The scale is nothing there. If I increase the scale, there we go. Then it gets a little tighter. Still wiggling a little bit though. I think that's just filter. I don't think that's actually the cam position wiggling that much. I think that's a filter setting that I can adjust on that to smooth that out some. So I'm gonna do that. I forgot this was a new install. For some reason, I thought this guy had his car for a while, and then we were doing all this work, but I guess not. I guess this is a new install. Filters on 1. Yeah, let's put it on 3. Okay, that smoothed out that one a lot. Let's go to 2, 3. There we go. Look at that. That smooth it way out. I don't know if you can see through my head or not. Oh yeah, that's way better. Okay. You'll see this comes around. When I come around, see right there. Boop. So that filter helped clean that signal up. All right. Now let's see. Back here again. Lean as shit right there. Lean as shit right there. It's actually good news because his VE before didn't make sense. It was too low. His VE before was too low. So these higher numbers make more sense. So I'm happy with that. I don't know if that's because this is a base map or what. Like I said, I don't recall what I did this car, how much tuning I've done already. I don't even fucking remember. Okay, I did not click that. Thank you very much. I guess I got lazy with my thumb dangling over here on the key over the keyboard. Fuck.
On any?
Fuck yeah, I want one.
I bought all three flavors, so grab as many as you want. They're individually wrapped. Also, I've been watching you for about 7 minutes.
I'm sure they've
So
been
if your
laughing.
camera's on, I've been moving around back here being goofy.
I'm sure they loved it.
But I was like, I saw these. I went to go cash a check. They're on sale for $3 for Valentine's Day. Is that it? Want any more? Sure, for sure.
All right.
It's like if you don't get them now, they're gonna be gone by the time you get them.
Right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Really good deal. Oh, nice. Yeah, Mark, same pictures. I want to see them. Well, that's weird. You're right in the back of the throat. That's a weird place for chocolate to affect you. Big injectors, man. Big injectors on pump gas are just hard. All right, so I'm increasing my gain on the O2 sensor so it'll react quicker to changes in air fuel. You gotta be careful though, because that can create oscillations. And to prevent that from happening, you either gotta change the input rate or change the gain. You see here, I developed an oscillation now. You see these big steps here, chunk, 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 chunk. They're big steps. And it's taking a while for the result of that change to make to the sensor. So I'm creating an oscillation here. Look at that. See how bigger it's getting? So the options are I can reduce the gain or I can reduce the update time, the rate. So if you look, wrong map right here, you'll see here's our rate. Update. Wait, why is that blank? Well, that's stupid. Well, it's not zero because it's right here. So here we have 2 times a second or 1 time a second. Look how big this oscillation is. You see how it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger? So that tells us that it's taking longer for the sensor to tell us the result in our change. Now, unfortunately, I want the system to respond quickly to changes in air fuel, but if your O2 sensor is really far from the engine in the first place, you're not going to get that. Like, you just can't fucking get it. This isn't possible. And so you'll see here I changed the update rate instead of the gains. I still wanted to make big steps. I just slowed it down here to once a second, which I don't like. I want it to be active like multiple times a second, but you can't with where this O2 is placed. If you put it in the header, like Subaru has it, then it's able to update quickly, and get away with it because change this a little bit. It can update quickly because it's closer. Here, it's got to go through the header, the up pipe, then the down pipe, then where the sensor is. This one is just behind the turbo, like this far, so it's not terrible, but you can see here, there's some time for it to respond. Now, at higher RPM, the gas is moving a lot faster. And by gas, I mean exhaust gas. And so we can get quicker responses. We could turn up the update rate. And you see here, it's maxed out right now. So this spot is lean on the fuel map, but it tried to get it right away. Like it popped up pretty quick. Now, this number is starting to look a little unrealistic here for the amount of fuel it needs for this VE. It's getting a little unrealistic. Right around 80 would be, I would consider too high at this much vacuum. 75 is about where I should see it, somewhere in there. Could something happen to make it go better? Yeah, I mean, things can happen, but that still seems like a really high VE for this RPM. So I'm going to double check a couple things really quick. First, I'm going to look at my my fuel tables. See how I got it set. So right now, 25% on the other map and 10% on this. The other map is leaner now because I've been fucking with this one. So some of the second fuel map is playing in effect, but not 20% fuel. So then we can talk about low pulse width adder. How much is this low pulse width adder? Well, let's go to this and see. Oh, wrong one. Let's go look at our short pulse width adder here. And we're in almost the same area as we were before. You see, we're kind of popping to this one here. And we were a little bit lean before, so I'm going to add a smidge to this here. Now, it's important to know that ID's values are not absolute. They're good ballparks, but there's still a range with their injectors. You're still going to have a range, and so yeah, I wouldn't ever anticipate it as being absolute. Okay. Well, I added the dead time. That didn't seem to make, or to the low pulse, where this didn't make a big difference. What's our dead time at? So we're at 13 volts right now. That's weird. We should be like a full 14 at this point. Like we're at almost 3,000 RPM, 2,700, and our voltage is 13. Our headlights aren't even on. And the voltage drops to turn the headlights on. Why is voltage so low? Like it should not be that low. So that's a concern. Why is our voltage low? Not loving it. I have a little bit of latency there, though. Should be more than enough. 11 degrees on the cam. Target's like 12-ish. Right here should be like about 93 or so at this point. Still have a lot of fuel. Oh man, the slip disc in my back and turning like this in this chair, not a good combo, let me tell you. Shoo. Still at 14%. I don't like that. I don't like that I gotta add that much fuel to it right now. Where's my fuel densities off? Let's look at my fuel density, see what we got. 745 and 83. This is a little high here. Oh, that's definitely low. But Jesus Christ, 0.8. We'll start there. And this one here, I can do a little more like 715, like that. That'll help. Stimulus ratio at 0 ethanol 14.7. That makes sense. 10C, that's good. This is not right. That's got to go up. That's on. That's on. That's all good. Okay, multi-fuel. 8, 9, 16. Okay, like all that. This, I don't need to be that high. We'll go down some. Although these vectors are probably more than that, but for some reason, it's requiring too much VE, and I don't want to keep dumping VE into it if there's another spot that's got a little bit of an issue. All right, so now we're 3%, 4% at idle. Okay, I like that. I like that richened up some. Now I do have it set for 1.0 stoic up here. Look at that, it's just mad right there. Just gets lean as shit right there. That's so much VE. I don't like doing it. Okay. Well, that was weird. See that big, huge negative dip? Feel the car kind of misfiring right now. It's up and down, up and down. Yeah. This moves a little bit. Let's blend this a little bit in this direction. So slow the cam down. No big cam changes right there where it's being bitchy. You got the main fuel again. Fuel pressure is good. But there's definitely a little hitch to it right here. That's just the issue with big injectors. Can only do so much on pump gas. Go here. Hey, looking good. All right, let's go to that limit. Obviously, I got a limiter sitting here. I wish I could see it. There it is. Screen's bouncing so much I can barely read it. Never let me go. The dyno just kept holding it. That was weird. Why am I getting 20 pounds of boost on the gate? Huh. Fuel pressure is good. Lambda is nice and rich. What's my closed loop control say? It's not in there. Ignition is barely double digits. That's good. It's all good and safe. I appreciate that. But where is my fuel differential fuel pressure? I could do the math, but why? It's right here. Boop, done for me. Delete that one. Hit this guy. Looks good. Looks good. That's my foot. You see I gradually went into it and just smash it. You see I got into it. Boost is already coming in. My foot, hell, my foot's at what? Half here, and we're already 10 pounds of boost at this point. What RPM is that? There's no RPM on here right there. Right here. 4,400. With half throttle, 4,400, 10 pounds. Okay, that works. That's a pretty responsive turbo. I don't even give it, it's already full boost before I even give it full throttle. It's already at 19 pounds. Why the fuck is it 19 pounds on the gate? That's going to be no resolution. That's just crap. Wash injector's going to suck? No. I know what you're talking about, dude. Oh, yours. What do you have? Yeah. Probably isn't great. We'll see. Hope the clutch works. The 600, but yeah. Yeah, motivate it into the coupe. Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. All right. What's going on with this axes here? How high did I rev it during that little thing? This thing says 63. The dyno graph shows 50 something. So that ain't right. This should be, oh, it says 4,000. See, I thought it said 4,800, which is what it's supposed to read. That's why. Okay. This is too high. We need to bring this down like 45. That might be too low. And that's all good there. Okay, so that's graph is shit. Doesn't show what's actually happening. But it looks smooth. That's good. Okay, so I got 18 pounds on the gate, which is a total pain in the ass. That's going to mean jack shit for resolution on the, God damn it. It's just going to be shit. It's going to be shit boost control. That's what that means. It's annoying. It's annoying when people don't listen to me and I tell them to run a certain pounds of pressure in the gate. I tell them 10 to 12 almost every time, or less, depending on what it's got. And this thing is fucking way too high. So it's pulling 5% of there, so it's rich, which we know because it's richer than target by quite a bit. So if it's richer than target by quite a bit, that's interesting. It's richer up here. So my down low performance Oh, I can see that. It's not going to be 110 for VE. That's not an accurate VE for that. Okay, I can see that. Be surprised if it was even over 100, honestly, in a real world scenario. Unfortunately, fuel models don't let us get real world scenarios all the time. They're not very accurate routinely. There's weird things with fuel, and some of it's my own fault for how I might set it up. I might miss a setting or something. Um, I go through, you see me go through them and tear through them like crazy. Sometimes I'm really quick, sometimes too quick, and I might miss something. But overall, the Link fuel model is not stellar. It's better than some other shit. It's worse than a lot of other things, but it works really well. Overall, it's easy-ish to tune. It's it runs smooth in most situations. Like all that stuff is really good, so can't really complain about that. Now I don't have fans on the front of this car yet. She hasn't gotten hot yet or anything because it's so cold outside, but I'll probably move to fans here in a few minutes. Maybe after this pole here. We'll see how temp gets on this pole. All right, air fuel's closer, much closer. Timing is still. Well, what's going on there? Oh, okay, yeah, there's the boost right there. Time is still low. Actually, time went up. Why would time be higher on that pole than the last one? What's our RPM there? Well, that's at 5,000. That's why. Okay, because I was at 10 earlier, but it was at a lower RPM. So, so full boost came in a little later that time because I started the pole so much earlier, and that feels counterintuitive. But the way these dynos work, and the way they load, that's just the way it actually is. Uh, okay, okay. Let's see here. It's not going to make 700, so let's bring this down to 600. And it's not going to go to 8,500. Let's bring this down to 7,500. And let's make this down here to 600 as well, like so. So it was rich and safe and conservative timing. Although I might leave the timing alone because we're on pump still. So this does need to be fucking crazy on pump. All right, so if you look at this boost curve right here, because we started so early, and this thing doesn't even reach full boost of 17 and a half pounds, 18 pounds ish, until 5,000. But on the other one, I had even more lower. So part of that is this number right here. How I start it is how these things load. So I have to fuck with them to get it to behave more like the car does on the street. And so typically it's something like this. And then what happens is we'll get lots of spool and stuff. But let me just put a fan on now. We hit 210 during the pull. That's not unsafe or anything, but that's also coolant temp, or charge temp. Intercooler gets hot. Oh, my back. Oh, oh, fuck. I'll take worse than Intron. Yeah, I would say so. That's pretty accurate. Yeah, the disc between L5 and S1 in my back is smoked, and it's making everything hard. Getting old sucks. All right, so I'll show you the difference here on this pull. You'll see that it's going to start at a slightly higher RPM, and the boost is going to come in like 300 to 400 RPM sooner than the last one. I didn't make any changes that I remember. See the difference? I carried it out further too. I went 75 that time because it was still making power. Losing fuel pressure up top already, though. That's interesting. Just for wait a second fuel pump on this. No, I don't see one. Just this guy. Huh. It's definitely on high early. So fuel pump is definitely on high, but we could be sucking air in the fuel system. It could be out of fuel. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. What's my fuel temperature? Let's look at that. I don't see it there, so we'll just go here. Now you go over here. Ethanol sensor percent. That's not what I'm looking for. It's not general either, right? '90 Fahrenheit. So the fuel's hot. So for the fuel to be that hot in this temperature means there ain't much of it. So it's probably cavitating on the top end there. It's probably what we're getting. Luckily, I'm not going to do a whole lot of pulls on pump gas because it doesn't need to be a rocket ship on pump gas. This is a little low. It's a little low for power on pump. I would like to make it a little more than that, but I don't want to do a ton of pulls. And really, we're only at 17 pounds right now. Fuck, 17 pounds at 0% duty on that duty cycle is not fun. Heed my words, guys. If you guys got to deal with this shit, you go tuning it. We want that spring to be lower. We want resolution. You hear me preach resolution all the time. Resolution, 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 resolution. Got to have resolution. In order to do that, you got to have a small enough spring that it needs wastegate duty cycle. Make it happen. Okay, so I have no boost map. What's going on here? What the fuck is going on? This is whack. I have one line. Okay. No. Okay, so I want this thing. We're just going to say, I think I got 4,000 RPM too. This is totally whack. I don't know what's going on here. Stop. Okay. All right. So on the top end, we're going to be looking at, let's say 22 pounds. So 36. Is that right? 14, 20, 30. Yeah, 36. And then up here, 0 is going to be 0. Now this should be absolute boost source map. It should not be relative. So that means that that would be 14, for example, be atmospheric-ish. And then we're just going to go, I'm just going to vertical slope on this one, just straight up to the 90 there, like that. And then I'm going to go like this to all the way to the left, and it's not going to stay that way. I just want to do it right real quick. because we're not going to get that kind of boost up here. Obviously, that just ain't going to freaking happen at 0 RPM, right? So to 2000, I'm just going to put 4 psi. Whoopsie, 21 psi, like that. And then I'm going to take it from there. I'm just going to blend that into the 4,000, 4,500 range. That was linear. I don't want linear in the long run. I want to have a little bit of a swoop to it. So I'm going to go to this cell, down a couple, down a couple, and then back up a couple, like that. Probably like that. Because I don't want it to hit it 6th gear. Okay, so let's see where my screw ups are. Okay, so we got a little hole right there. But you see on here, the boost is going up. This is RPM. And this at 100% throttle, that's the boost curve right now. It looks a lot like the factory one, honestly. We're going to move it up just a smidge more right here. Because you want it to behave like you'd expect it to. And what I mean by that is we're not going to set the target at some unrealistic boost level up here, even though it's 100% throttle, because then you get what's called integral windup. It has an unrealistic expectation, and it tries to hit that across the board, which we don't want. All right, where's my thing? Okay, so like this. Okay, I went the whole way with that. That was not what I wanted to do, but I did it for SNGs. Because really, what I want this last row again to be is basically atmospheric, or less than atmospheric, 0%. So I'm going to go 8, actually, less than atmospheric. And then I'm going to do this. And I'm going to look at this. Hit it again. We hit it again. Hit it again. Okay, I don't get the numbers anymore, apparently. This should give me this table, like I have. Here's a table. And then this should bring the numbers back up, which it's not doing. Cool. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Sweet. See this one? This one. Nothing. 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 Okay. It's fucking software. Ah. Well, I guess that's our booster for now. God damn it. Is the disc issue in your back a previous injury or is it new? It's a previous injury. It's a military thing. It's a military thing that was aggravated and then was fine and then aggravated and then I did some action and then that re-aggravated again. That kind of thing. So, oh, 4th gear sinker is crunchy. Oh, this is James' car. Yeah, spring pressure's too high. It's a little annoying, but that's not your fault. You didn't set the spring. The guys here did. What? This is fucking screwed up. Come on. There we go. That's better. Okay. So we still got 5% across the board. And you guys know I like 5%, but it's actually 10%. Because if you look at the target versus actual, it's another 5% on there too. Um, so really, I've got 10% off. Uh, that's a little surprising because that means now the VE is way too high. And that's a bummer because it wasn't that far too high before. But I can see it not being 100 still, I guess, at this boost level. The fuck was that? What was that noise? Is there a car out front? Someone just revved? Ow! Oh, it's that. Oh, it's the Lotus. Jesus, I was like, what the fuck was that? I saw smoke in front of the car. Someone just revved the shit out of the Lotus out front. It's a, I don't know, Exige or something like that. One of those Lotuses with a twin turbo. Was it 2GR twin turbo or something like that? Or a supercharged 2GR in it? I don't know. One of those fucking motors in it. Say fuel pressure got worse. Probably got one pull left and that's it. It's all right. I don't got much left to do on pump gas. It's already really close. That small change in fuel should make a difference. Check the cams. Okay, it's good. What was our duty cycle? So I didn't give it any duty yet. So I can give it, let it get some boost here. Thought I turned on boost control the last pull, did I not? If I did, why don't I have a duty cycle? The integral should give me some. The integral's way too high anyways, and it didn't do anything, so that's weird. Okay, let's try it again. Straps aren't tight enough. Car tried to leave the dyno. So I got 12%, and then it came down to 3 up there. All right, what's going on here? This is in integral never activated. Derivative did. Target. God damn it, you piece of shit. I fucking hate that. Stage 2. I didn't fucking click that. God damn it. Stop it. Okay. So my integral clamp is set at 20, which is interesting though, because my map is set at 0, and for some reason it's only going to 10. So that's interesting. Right here, you'll see in this zone, which is still stage 2, then it caps. That's weird. It's not supposed to do that unless I missed something. Let's go to the top. Closed loop, yes. Map, yes. Yep, all that works. Not testing that. My frequency is 0 PM. Activation's kicking on. Active table 1. Uh, 1 for now. I actually want AAA between because I'm going to bring in a second one based on ethanol. Okay, so boost target 1 is this guy. Still won't go to the normal thing for some reason. 2. Well, let me open 2 either. All right, this is getting stupid. Hit the wrong button. No. All right, we're going to open the software again and see if it works this time. Hey, look at that, it's back. I like how map is in your boost target table. That makes no fucking sense. I want to make sure my boost target's set on a boost target. Or set on current pressure. That makes no sense. With that in mind, I think it don't make sense. Let me double check my cam timing is based on manifold pressure, not throttle. Yes, it is. Okay, that's good. All right, back to this again. Here we go. This is our ethanol table. This will be cranked up when we get to ethanol. This is our pump table. This is about as cranked up as it's going to be on pump, I think. Okay, so we go over here. We got our stage 1 duties, 80. Stage 2, 7 psi. That's a little far. I'm going to go to 5. 3 on 1.5, 1.5. That's good. Delay, that's fine. Min DC clamp. I say it's never going less than 10. That's good to go. Whatever. 10 doesn't do shit. Max clamp 95. I'm good with that. Proportional integral derivative. That's fine. Integral is currently at 20. 20 is high. Honestly, I don't need it to be 20 for integral typically, but as long as I leave the integral gain low enough, it won't matter. It'll be fine. So none of that says I should be stuck at 10%, except for this part. But stage, okay. Stage 1 is the 80%, stage 2. So it didn't get close enough to stage 2. So here's our duty table. Why is it like this? This menu sucks. Menu sucks. We're going to go just the tuning window because that one just not fucking working. All right. So our boost target now. I like having my wasted duty cycle based on boost target because that makes sense to me. Not a lot of cars do that. I don't know why. It seems just purely freaking logical. I don't know. If I want a certain boost target, I should take a certain amount of freaking throttle or a certain amount of duty cycle to do it, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay. Do that. Sure. I don't care if you triple anything. It's all zeros. Okay, so for a boost target is 0, then obviously there's no wasted duty cycle. Now here's 12 pounds. Well, 12 pounds is more than the gate, unfortunately. And we have a minimum of 10 anyway, so that doesn't freaking matter. But up here, where we're going to be targeting on pump gas, around this range right here, 36-ish, I'm guessing we're going to need 20%. I'm just going to say 20 for starters. And then we're going to go to about here and do that. And that's just for now until we get an idea what the curve is supposed to look like. This whole zone here is going to be stage 1 anyways, and there'll be stage 2 or 3, so it doesn't matter. Stage 1 will be in there that whole time, so it doesn't matter. We'll start with that. And then I'm going to take this table here. I'm going to export that to clipboard. I'm going to take duty cycle table 2, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to import that from clipboard. So it's the exact same table to start off with, and then as I get into ethanol, we'll know how much more or less I need to do it. Typically it's less, but we'll see. Target trim table with low coolant temperature, that always goes down because you don't get to boost your car like crazy when it's cold, because I'm I'm the anti-fun. I don't like it. Yes, I already got whiskey on there. That's good. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, -6%. Uh, I don't like that. Okay, that. That's why. That 4 -8 is the one that got me. In the Emitron, I like to set that based on RPM too. So, or in the Cobb, for example, it'll be the gear and RPM, and then at lower RPM, I reduce duty cycle, so I'm not overshooting it in higher gears. That guy's mad to the floor on the highway or something. We don't want to at 4,000 RPM or something. We don't want to spike really high and pull heads off of engines. So I like to turn that down. Okay, that's all looking a lot better. And I did this earlier. That's looking good too. Okay. All right. I gotta go fix the straps. Ate a face full of exhaust, so I don't know if you guys heard that or not. You heard the bloop 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 of it in my face. All right, let's try and do a pull without it shooting itself off the dyno. Oh yeah, it feels better already. Threshold's really far from that level. Bring that down and closer. See how that is. All right, I think we're out of fuel. I think I also made the dyno too tight. What happened to change the name of the person on the dyno? The fuck? That's not whose dyno this is. What the fuck happened? Herman Wilson. Damn it. Ugh. I fucking said it when I left last. Apparently somebody fucked with it. All right, so now we're out of fuel. We're definitely out of fuel at this point. Looks like it's dropping fuel pressure to 35. Temperature's getting up there. Temperature's what? What's temperature at? 93 Fahrenheit. Well, we got a little bit left. Got a little bit left. When it gets to 120, you know you're out. How close is my boost control on that? Yeah, it was spot on. I wish. It was below target and not increasing. So the target's 36. It got to 34 and just stayed there because it stayed at 2 still. So integral's not working in stage 3, so it never got higher. Proportional wasn't enough to bring it up in stage 2, and we didn't get close enough for stage 3 to work. All right. God damn it. You rebuild this train, Jimmy. The synchro's toast. Synchro's toast and your DCCD is weak. All right, so our integral went up 7% up there. So let's go to our wastegate duty cycle and go to that spot. And we'll see here that line is this 36 7K line. We see it's adding 7 right here. So I'm going to go 27. And then at 6K, we are at 26. Okay. And then here at 5K, we're 25. And 4 looks like we're 22-ish. So we'll do that. And then we'll do this. We'll add 5 or so to it. Do that. Add to this line, and then we'll add some boost below it, like so. All right. So now it doesn't need to have this closed loop action on here. It'll be much closer. But otherwise, the boost control is really smooth and laid right on that target line. Look at that. Within 0.3 psi. Can't complain about that. That's very nice. Knox close to the threshold. Went over the threshold right here on the top end. I lowered the threshold a lot. I halved the threshold. So see now here we're closer. So it thinks it knocked. It could have. I don't know the answer to that yet. You won't know until we mess with it some. But engine noise does get louder with RPM. You see these traces, you get up, 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 up with RPM. But see this here, cylinder 2 and 1 pop up higher than the rest. So you're going to think that's probably knock. I'm going to think that's probably knock. The rest of them are still down here nice and low. And before we do that, though, let's double check our thresholds. Here's our threshold table. Okay, where's our cylinder trim? Cylinder setup. Here we go. That's not it. Come on, open. Please open. Thank you. That's not the cylinders. Okay, so this one doesn't have a... Weird. Weird, there's usually a cylinder trim. There's no cylinder trim on this one. That's bizarre. Usually we get a cylinder gain adjust. Quiet down the loud ones. And in here. All right, so we're going to see that 2 and 1 were loud. 2 is not an uncommon culprit for that. 1 sometimes is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my individual cylinder corrections for fuel first. I'm going to add a tiny bit to 2. Add a little bit to 2 here. We're just going to go 3%. Nothing too crazy up top. Just to should get a little sprinkling of fuel on there. Cylinder 1 should be zeroed out. Cylinder 1 wasn't nearly as loud, so I'm just going to go with 2%. Just a tiny bit more fuel. 3 and 4 are even. 3's got something going on. What's going on? See green. 4's got red. And why is it red there? Ah, because I got the initial 4 before at idle. Remember that? Oh, cylinder 2 has some added too at idle as well. Wait, where'd it go? Oh no, cylinder one. Yeah. Cylinder one I had a idle. Two didn't do anything. Okay, we got a little bit of that. So now we're gonna go to our ignition. Neutral cylinder trims. It's not even on. Let's turn on table. Yep. That. What the power curve look like? Okay. Pretty smooth. Falls a little bit towards red line. That's not unexpected. It's not unexpected. Let's tweak this a smidge. Flattens out pretty good though. So a little bit of a dip and some flatness. I can't add more timing to it because I just had to pull some. So I can't add timing to it. I can always add boost to it. I need to try and get it up there some, but I don't think I need to. And fuel pressure is done. So it could knock because of that, actually. Fuel pressure is gone. Look at that. Lambda corrected. The ECU corrected. The ECU corrected automatically based on the reduction in pressure, but we're done with fuel now. So we'll add some to the tank and make sure that that flatlines. That keeps falling down. That ain't low fuel. That's a fuel pump issue. But pretty sure we just did a fuel pump in this thing. You don't see which one this is. It just shows a different color. So which one's which? I don't know. All right. Fuel time. Lost my phone. Ah, there it is. Fell down. I knew I heard it. Perfect. Ugh. Okay, ethanol's climbing, temperature's dropping. That's what we would expect, right? Just put 5 gallons of fuel in it. Ethanol's climbing up pretty quick. And temperature's not dropping as fast as I thought it would. Honestly, I figured that thing would be dropping a lot quicker. Oh, I love ethanol. It just, everything is better. It's just so snappy and crisp. Just kind of the same thing as snappy. I don't know. Man, when ethanol hits the tank, it's so good. It's like that whiskey, that first whiskey. That first bourbon, you're like, oh, yes. So good. Yeah. Once it gets past the injectors. What's that? Who's this? This is once it gets past the lips? Something like that. It's like once it gets past the injectors. Love it. All right. All right, so let's go to our tuning and configuration here. Let's double check some things. I'm gonna look at my air fuel lambda target. You'll see here I have a 1 in here now at full ethanol and a leaner air fuel mixture up top based on boost pressure. So that's good. Got that. Now one might be a bit of a challenge. I hear a little pop still right now. Pop, 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 pop. So one at idle at 50% ethanol night. Yeah, that might not cut it, honestly. Um, what happened here? Okay, yeah. This should be 80 though. Should be 80. Should go like that. Okay. So let's grab this fuel table. We'll export 1 to the clipboard, and we'll go to number 2 because we're basically on all number 2 at this point. And then we will import that from clipboard. That might make it mad. Yep. And now I'm going to add some fuel to it. I'm going to add about 6% right here. Okay. And what is our closed loop correction? Why is it not here anymore? Man, this is so annoying. Yeah, I have food in my teeth. It's bugging me. Lambda fuel correct. And I want long term as well. Okay. So it's pulling 7. So I need to add the 6 down there. Go. Zero that out. That actually worked really good. That went pretty close to the exact amount that I changed it, which means that my low pull stuff is actually pretty accurate in that area, which is good. And my latency is probably pretty accurate too. So that's good. Happy with that. All right, let's go look at our boost now. Boost should be the same. Oh, actually, let's go timing first. Let's look at timing real quick. Table 1. It's the one that we've been using so far. You see we had like 13 to 15 here at 7,000. Now we'll go table 2, which is over here. I'll make this bigger because fuck it. And it's the exact same table, which is fine. That's totally fine. Um, so now we're going to make it not the same table. Go right here. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3 degrees. That's 4 total. It's 4 degrees right there. That's probably all it needs. Okay, boost target 2 is the exact same. Duty cycle 2 is not the same as 1 because I fixed 1, but I didn't bring it over to 2. So copy this guy, put that on 2, paste that, save that. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's go look at our corrections. We're in the big swings right here. So this spot in the fuel table is really mad. It doesn't like that 80 right there on table 2. Oh, it's ignition. Whoops. Does not like it right there, which is good. I'm glad because that's too much anyways. That was a way too big of a drop. I just want to make sure that I got a good response out of it. Okay, good. So the nonlinearity of those injectors really shows up on the pump more than in ethanol, which you'd expect. I see that fuel pressure does. Oh, it's still losing fuel pressure a lot. That's not enough fuel pump. So it wasn't the fuel temp or the fuel level. It was definitely the fuel pump. Fuel pump is not keeping up. I could have swore they had 2 pumps on this though. Didn't you guys put a second fuel pump in this?
Yeah, I believe so. Pretty sure we did a fuel hanger, secondary fuel pump. I'll double check though.
Yeah, find out because I don't see it in the map, so I don't know if it's wired or not. If it is, I don't know what it is. I need to know so I can turn it on because we're not holding fuel pressure; it's dropping. All right. So aside from that, let's look at everything else. Timing. We got 11 degrees at 22 psi. That's very conservative. We can definitely throw more at that. Um, and 19 at red line there at the same 22 psi. How did it do on the power? Let's look at the dynograph. What did it show? Hey, look at that. So picked up some power for sure. Oh, that was at the same boost level. Oh,
Should wired into air pump aux 4 or 6.
well, this doesn't have an air pump, so
Okay. Okay.
analog output. That says input. Aux 4? Yeah, let's test it. I don't hear it there. It's 2 aux 7.
See that the sheet was left in there that showed where he wired it to. See.
Yeah, I don't see any of that in here. I wish fuel pressure would update. Oh, I'm on the login screen. So let's go to configuration. Okay. What was that? Tuning. Let's go to tuning. Um, where did I have it showed? There's a lambda. Must have been on closed loop fuel. Fuel pressure. There we go. Okay, let's go aux 4. Turn it on. Nothing. Okay. It's not aux 4. Let's go aux 7. Aux 7. Okay, let's go aux 8. It's not aux 8. Okay, let's go aux 11. It's not aux 11. I don't know if this has a 12. Let's go injector 6. Injector 6. Nope, it's not that. I don't think this thing has aux 16. Hmm. Like I see 11 being the one, but if this is two hangers or two controllers, then it could be that it's on an aux, but it also needs fuel pump duty signal. It's like it could be 4, turn it on. If it's on, and then fuel pump speed. See, there's PWM, so I got 45 PSI now, but that's because I turned on that one. It might not be anything for aux 4, which is on still. Yeah, no change. Okay, so I got nothing. I don't think this thing has an aux 12. Oh. Well, shit. How are these printed 1700s? I mean, they're better than the 1700s, like, but it ain't. It's not enough that you're going to want to run them on pump all the time. Oh, yeah, waving there. What's crazy is, oh, I guess we can't see it, can we? Of that. Oh, there it is. I'm like, where is it? I have to know to select the way it scales. Automatic or min max. Well, that's the fucking same thing, isn't it? Come on. There we go. So even with those big swings, the air fuel ratio swung only a little bit. Not a ton. There it did. So I might have too many samples per second going on right there. So that might be too many. Hey, okay. So it's K to do that. But then it won't go back. Fucking software. It's not working. Let's see if there's a newer one. Nope, that's one I got. 10th of December. That's the one I have. So, gonna have a new download, unfortunately. But this is a new error for me. Having it stick on the graph screen. That's a new one. All right. Well, I gotta figure out what's going on with this fuel pump because this ain't enough. Fuel prices are dropping like crazy. So, BRB. Okay. I guess there's a trick to opening this trunk. All right, well, I don't know how to trigger the fuel pump on this car. Well, it doesn't have an air pump. It's no 5. Did we do 2 pumps or just 1 big pump?
No, we did. Does no pump. Yeah, it's 2 340. It might just be on a GTR controller. So I could use it all at the same time.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Except that they're not keeping up. Yeah, it's dropping to 27 pounds of fuel pressure during a pull. It's acting like it's only one's working. Maybe there's a wire or something that came off or some shit. Because I mean, one 340 can usually get us around 420 wheel, which is what it's at when the fuel pressure starts dropping. So,
It's weird because it's way more than that.
well, yeah, that's why I know something's wrong. But I need your help opening the trunk. Trunk won't open. So
Oh yeah, it's just there's no spring.
you got to lift while I pull.
Yeah, there's just no spring, so it just slams shut.
Where's the spring at?
It's a carbon chrome, never put it on. But you do this. But right,
It's a stock controller. It's a single stock. There might be 2 single stocks in here. Maybe 2 stock ones. Let's see. Okay, 2 controllers. Yeah, one's warm, one's cold. The relay's warm. Yeah. Second fuel pump stopped working. The
See if the wiring looked like it was all right, or
I mean, it's a bunch of wires back there, but like it, the relay's warm. One controller is warm, the other controller is cold. So
so it was working.
yeah, which explains the fuel pressure drop. Now the question is it the controller's bad or the pump?
We have another controller that's easy to grab.
Yeah, or did a wire come off the pump and so the controller's not warm because there's no pump running off it?
Right.
Right. So it's hard to say which one it is.
If we swap the controller, would that show or say anything?
Yeah, if we got another control real quick.
Like, hold on out, Marcus. It's a GPR one.
Okay. Let's swap the control on one real quick. One controller is warm, one controller is cold.
Two?
There's two controllers in there.
So they're 12 fuse or something?
Nope, fusion is fine.
Front fuse?
I checked it. It's good. So one,
External fuse.
I checked it. One controller is warm, one controller is cold. They're both stock controllers. So one stock controller for 1340 is perfectly fine. Yeah, so we're gonna find a controller to try real quick. Uh huh. Motherfucker. I can't unplug the fucking thing. Ah, there we go. Right. Okay. I'll unplug the one I think is running. And I plugged a new controller in the one that I think is not running. So let's see what happens. I heard a fuel pump run. So the controller that was cold is now replaced, and the one that's warm I unplugged. I'm gonna plug the one that was warm back in and see if we get pressure. Ouch. All right, let's see if we have pressure during a pull. See if we have pressure in a pull. All right. Well, is this G30 825? I don't know. I don't know which one this is. Honestly, I don't know if the 825 was out when we put this one together originally. I would guess it's a 770, but it could be 25. Unless that's the one with the 85 or 3584 or something. I don't know. She cooled off some, so it's 170. Yay! It works. This is a little wiggly. I heard it, and then you can see it too. Little wiggly, little too active. Right here, a little too much integral probably. Portion, I mean, but it could be integral, could be either one. They're both usually guilty. Jesus, that's like hardly any change at all in duty cycle. Yeah, that's not the fault of the fucking boost controller. That's the fault of having a heavy spring in here. So it needs a lighter spring because the duty cycle changing from 25 to 26 and a half to 25 to 26, and that shouldn't be enough to make it, shouldn't be enough to get that much of a boost oscillation. I shouldn't notice a 2 pound boost oscillation with 1.5% change in my duty cycle. I mean, I'm not even, you won't even be able to control boost on that. Like it won't have the ability to. It just couldn't react fast. If I dumb this down enough to it doesn't do that, like I won't be able to control boost. It'll just overshoot all the time. Really, is what that really means. So, all right. So we got fuel pressure. Yay! All right, let's add some boost to it, huh? Let's turn this bitch up. Now we don't have see, exhaust back pressure or turbo speed on this. So I could just overspin the shit out of it for all we know. Um, so I'm going to go based off of, look at that, nice flat fuel pressure. So controller was bad. Don't know why, controller bad. Lambda fuel correction was within a percent. Can't fucking bitch about that. That is primo fuel control right there. That damn synchro gets me every time. Okay, 24 pounds. 24 pounds. Fuel is on target. It's actually pretty rich. It's got a pretty rich target. Not pretty rich target. I mean, 78 land was not bad. 78 land is like, what, 11-1 or something like that? For you non-whatever guys. 11-4. So yeah, it's even leaner than that. It's about where it should be. Timing's conservative though. I mean, I got 17 degrees here at almost 8,000 RPM or 7,500 RPM. You can see the power starting to fall off up there. So let's add a little timing to the top end and see if the top end jumps up a bunch power wise. If it jumps up a bunch power wise, then we know it can use more timing down below that. But I don't want to go ham below that if if I don't have to. It's got a pretty big ramp going on right there. Do that. No other changes, just timing. See how much power we gain, if we gain any. And then that'll tell me if it will take more down lower too. And if it'd be worth it. If power doesn't go up significantly, then there's no point in throwing at it because what's going to happen is when you drive on the street and you drive it hard, it's going to, or on a track, for example, it'll heat soak and then you'll have too much timing. And this doesn't have a way of measuring how much heat is in the cylinder head or combustion chamber. All right, so what was that, 5 horse maybe? So yeah, definitely didn't need that timing. Definitely didn't need that timing. Yeah, that's crazy. Only 5 horse too. That means, and yeah, that's basically nothing across the board. So we don't need that in there. Does this go away? If I hit Control Z, any undoes action? No. Okay. Now people are gonna be like, "What? Only 17 degrees? Jesus, that's not enough timing on that car." Blah, 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 blah. Well, you saw for yourself. I added a degree and a half, and power went up 5. That's the wrong way. What's going on here? It's the wrong way. Okay. Power went up 5 horsepower with a degree and a half. That's it. It should be like 20 something if it was not enough timing. So the timing map is pretty good. Might be too much of it even. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna keep turning up the boost knob. Turn the boost knob a bit more. Oh, Dano's being stingy today too. Dano's being even stingier than normal. I bet it's stingier than his last tune. Atmosphere correction is really low right now compared to what it usually is. Um, looks like we're hitting our target though. Yeah, our target pretty good. Let's go to my map limit real quick, see where that's at. I think I said it at 44, right? Engine protection, map limit. You see here, it's just based on temperature, which I don't give a shit about that. I don't want that at all. So we're going to change that right now. We're just going to add this. Boost target. Like, oops, that was not it. Stupid fingers didn't work correctly. There it is. It was showing me 46. What was I looking at? Ugh. I think go down fucking 11. I felt like I was going high. Okay. That fucking integral, like less than 1%. Oh, that's perfect. That fucking fourth gear. Every time I keep forgetting about it. Air fuel within 2%. See how those cylinders are doing. Look how quiet they are. With the ethanol, no noise at all. Nice and quiet. 11 degrees, 10 degrees, up to 17 by 75. What do we get to? 481? Rocking. I got the straps too tight on this thing. I need to loosen the straps some. When I went down there and tightened them earlier, I fucking grunked the shit out of them, and the car's not able to move. So both pumps are working. Both pumps are working. Okay, no knock. Everything's happy there. Let's go back to logging. Air fuel ratio. It's a little on the rich side right here. Smidge rich up top, but that's like 11.0, 10.8. Nice and safe. Keep the heat out, keep from melting things down. What's our ethanol concentration? Where am I at now? 60%. Okay. I hate that. God, I hate that so much. 60%. That's a good spot to be in. Thanks, corrections. I'll take that. A little 6% right there, no big deal. Like jack shit everywhere else. Fuel pressure's nice and steady. That controller's bad. I want the boost a little wiggle there. Let's go look at that. Why did the boost give me a wiggle? Nothing's going on. Looks good. Everything's fine. And then it goes boop. And then it tries to correct, which induced a wiggle. Our integral's 3%. So we could add 3% to it, to our wastegate table there. Oh, I never added the other table to this one and then bumped it up. I just left it the same, didn't I? Oh no, that's boost target. It's not wastegate. See, I thought I did. God damn it, this fucking thing. Like, I don't understand why this is the wastegate table I get to look at. I don't want that wastegate table. I don't want that. Like, that doesn't show me shit. Yeah, get rid of that. I don't want that. There we go. See, now that's a good table. That makes sense. Now I can see it. All right, so we're looking at about 3% up here. Like that. Looks good. Go. Let's turn the boost up some more. That'll help. I wish I could change my idle target based on ethanol. That'd be cool. And have it just like go to a normal idle. I mean, being able to change the air fuel ratio is good. That helps. Yeah, make it idle a little leaner. See here, we're closer to 1. It's still like on the verge of misfiring. And a few every now and then pop, 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 pop. This battery voltage is weird. Still low. I want to see like 14 out of this thing. 14 and a half. Get them injectors. Be more precise. Oh, where was that spot at? Little fucking rich spot. And a lean spot. Okay, odd. Right there. What's this one? So that's too much. Let's do this. Now it's too not enough. Wow, that's a swing. That's too lean right there. Ugh. Crazy how high the IAT is considering how cold it is outside. Part's a little surprising to me. That was a lot better. How did it look on the power graph? Well, it did pretty good for a while there and then kind of fell off. The boost is wiggly again. Look at that. It didn't sound wiggly, but it looks wiggly. How about this? Quiet. The cylinders are quiet. Not even a freaking hint of noise. Love that. Boost control. Look, see, got this zoop, zoop, zoop. 2% and 2%. It's just this tiny change. And what you do so it yields this big change in boost. And that is the problem, like I've said so many times, with using the wrong size spring. Let's go to a lower frequency. Let's do 23 hertz and see if that gives me a better experience. I think that might make it worse. Typically, that makes it worse. I might need to go up to like 32. Let's do 32 first, actually. Let's do that. 32 first. All right. 26 pounds, 17 degrees at 7,000. We got 10 degrees. Yeah, well, this might hit peak boost until here because it's wiggling around. It's weird. Basically around 10 degrees a peak. 9.9 there. And we're on the rich side. So we're actually a little rich right here. Oh, my fuel app's out. Stops at 7,000. Well, we got to fix that. Okay. That's why it was rich. The E wasn't dropping anymore. I know ignition goes higher, right? I thought I saw ignition up to like 9,000. Yeah, okay. So we're good there. All right. Well, I don't know why the or the power kind of fell off up there. It's kind of weird. Interesting. Boost goes, stops here, and then goes up. Okay, it's only in stage 2. That's why. And the proportional is not high enough to push it to stage 3. So we can either raise the duty cycle or raise the proportional. I'd rather raise the proportional. Like I said before, it wasn't high enough to make things happen. And we actually need to lower the spring pressure is the biggest thing. Like I said, like 100 times so far, but definitely need to do that because it is too low or too high. My duty cycle is too low because my spring rate is too high. All right. Okay. Through the curve though. What's up with that? Is that a fuel dip right there? Oh, that's where the boost was funky, isn't it? Is that where it's at? Where RPM is that? Yeah. That's where the boost was funky right there. What's my cam timing doing there? We're still 30 right there. I could probably lower that some. What the fuck? I blew a hose off. Yep. God damn it. Can't fucking reach it. Fucking hose blew off. I have no idea how long ago that fucking happened. If that was just this last pull or what? Probably this last pull. It's probably that dip came in. I need long pliers. Hose. Why? Blow off valve line popped off the not blow off valve, whatever line you have hooked to the factory blow off valve line came off. I don't know what that is. Oh, there's no tension on that at all. It's a fucking zip tie. All right, line came off. It's not really any tension on it at all. I'm curious if it'll last for another pull or if it'll pop off again. I'm also curious how long it's been off. Is that gonna fuck with my air fuel ratio? Judging by the way it's all over the fucking place, I'm guessing yes. One. Uh-oh. 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 Two things. We definitely blew that hose off again, I think. And the clutch let go. Clutch is not strong enough for this boost. So that's a big time to turn it down. Turn down for what? Turn down for clutch. Yeah. Boost hit 27. And then the clutch went. No, 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 no. No, no, no. All right. No clutchy clutchy. Boost is better though. A little better. It's like a little wiggle in there. It came up there though. It followed the target. The target ramps through there a little bit. So it followed that. I got a big jump right there. I gotta smooth that out. So it's like that. Is that it smoothed out? So I gotta turn this all up is what that is then. What's that noise? that the training? Huh. Fucking hose. All right. Turn the boost down some, and then give the guys a list of things they got to fix, and have them go fix it. I'm gonna do this like that. Let it come in a little smoother at the high ethanol concentration. Let's actually ramp this a bit too. That. That. All right, that should do it. Need to zip tie that hose or change it out because it's too sloppy on that fitting. And lower the spring pressure. Spring pressure, hose, and then clutch if they want more power, because that's it. That's all she wrote. That clutch let the fuck go. Okay, so too much spring pressure. All right, so that's it. I gotta work on a BMW now. I gotta put a fucking BMW deck together. Or maybe go do my day job. Should probably do my day job. No, this was 27 pounds on ethanol, and she said no. So yeah. Nope. No 27 no more. Well, it's still 27, just not down low. Turn it down a smidge down low. Down here. And even here where it let go, it just hit 20. That was 28 there where it let go. So turn down a smidge and leave it alone. Probably lower timing a smidge right there too, honestly. Give it a little more. I guess let go at 50 at 5,000. Where did I go on the dyno? Yeah, 5,000-ish. 5250 is where it let go. So right as it hit that 25 pounds or 28 pounds, it said that was all she wrote. So let's go to the timing table. We saw adding a degree and a half added nothing to it. So that means that we're already basically at a good point timing wise. So anything I pull should help. Okay. Well, the time fold up top. And that should do it. Should do it. Do you want to see restart? I did that already. I'm good. So I had fixed the area of green right here. Got the boost situated, but that was too much for it. Right there. That was too much for it. At 480 pounds of torque to the wheels, it let go. So I reattached it. Oh, you can see how easy it comes off. All right, y'all. I'm out. That one hose? Why is the bypass valve not on that one?
What?
Why is the bypass valve not on that one?
I don't know.
Oh. All right. I'm out, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. Think of some questions where I can teach you guys shit instead of just watching me tune. That's it.